Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Constrictor Chamber. Hopefully you guys are having an awesome weekend. I had a very long week at work with overtime, and not being able to spend enough quality time with the snakes is definitely a bummer, just because I was a little tired and I had a lot to do. I still have to feed quite a few snakes. I pretty much had every snake feeding fall within 3 days. So it's a lot of mouths to feed and a lot of snakes to, or a lot of rats to thaw out. But I don't want to make a ton of feeding videos in a row, so I figured that I would just do a handling video, some interaction video, show you guys some of the snakes. And I need to fill up the water dishes on the ball pythons that were fed last night. So, show you guys the Motley. I haven't shown her in a while, like for real, showing you guys. I had her out at the end of the last video, but I just want to go a little bit more in depth with her. Now, I know a lot of people don't like the Motley. I'm not really sure why. Maybe you guys can help me out on that. I don't know if you guys just don't like the coloring, the patterns, maybe some of the combos that they make. I'm really liking the IMG Motleys, and I'm really liking the albino Motleys. So it's tough to choose what the next boa I want would be, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be an IMG just because those are insane. Hopefully I can get one that's not like jet black, but dark enough, but still has a little bit of lightness to it where you can see some of the patterns. But I'm pretty sure the basic IMG Motley gets jet black, and you really can't see these awesome patterns. The kind of looks like a ladder with the stepping on it, but really like the sides on her as well, how they're like kind of layered, kind of a layered look on it. But she's kind of acting wild, so she's definitely calm and docile. She is I don't even know how old she is. Let's see. She's 2018, so she's about two and a half. She's on small rats, which I think she's gonna do well on those for at least a while, because she's growing pretty well, but not as fast as I thought she would. So this is her cage that we have her in right now, and I do have the mulch in here. I know a lot of you guys kind of been questioning me why some of these cages have bedding in them, and then why some of them have paper, some of them have paper towels, and pretty much it's just because they all work. They all have their benefits and their disadvantages, but overall, as long as the humidity is correct in the enclosures and I can see clearly on when they're peeing and pooping and I'm not missing anything on spot cleans or full changes, I'm going to go ahead and go with whatever's working for the time being, and this is what's working for me. So I can get the same humidity with the paper towels, and with the bedding. So anything over 60% I'm happy with. And most of the times it's around 65, 70-ish, which is perfect. They get perfect sheds, their bodies don't look dehydrated, and they seem to do very well around that humidity. Temperatures in the room are a little low right now just because I've had the door open. We're sitting at around 81.5. So now the door's closed and the space heater is cranking, should get up to around 85, 86 within about 30 minutes. So definitely saves on cost rather than running wires everywhere. I think it's more efficient. I think we don't have to worry about fires as much. So pretty sure I have to go through here and spot clean. She ate last week, so she should be having a mess here pretty soon. But I love her tail patterns, and she's super iridescent. I really like the Motley Jane. I'm really glad that I have her. I think a lot of people, I don't know, it's a lot different seeing them on camera or on pictures, but if you actually see one in person, I think the people who are kind of on the fence about wanting one or liking them I think you guys would end up liking them if you actually got one or got to hold one. So this girl right here, I know I posted a picture of her, I think it was last night or early this morning. But she was, I mean, her colors were crazy looking last night. They're a little bit dulled out today, but this is a Jungle Hypo Pastel. And I'd say she's a year old, if not almost a year old, or a little bit over. But definitely late-ish 2019. And man, she's so orange looking. I really, really hope she stays this bright when she gets older. The tail is just ridiculous. So I'm just using a basic light bulb. It's not something ridiculous to make their colors stand out more unnatural than they actually are. But seeing that it's, you know, in the 60s outside, I can't really take her outside to see her in the sun, which is kind of a bummer. But definitely liking the jungle lines on her. And I've been sleeping on jungles for a long time, and I'm really glad I got her. But definitely would not mind having more of jungly patterned snakes in the room at some point. But overall, she is a very good eater. She's on wrap pups. Not sure why her head is really, really tiny compared to her body. But hopefully her head grows normal. But we'll just have to see. So her sides are very, very nice salmon-y color and a little orange, pinkish. So we'll put her back. And then I really wanted to show you guys my Guyana, but I know I haven't shown her in a while either. But when I took her out, I changed her water since she pooped in it. Put the new paper towels down. She is in shed. So hopefully you guys don't hate me too much for taking her out when she's in blue, for stressing her out. But all my animals do pretty well when they're in shed. Most of them eat in shed. Most of them don't mind being handled in shed. I'm not crazy with them. Like, I'll hold them for a little bit and then put them back. But we can see her eyes are completely glossed over. So she'll lose that glossing in probably 2 days. And then I would say 4 to 5 days after that, we'll get a perfect shed from her. And I'm really excited to see her grow. And when she gets her new skin color, because I know her tail is going to be extremely vibrant and just super, super red. So all of these baby eights, when did they eat? On the last video they ate. So my days are kind of going together. And I know a lot of people start their ball pythons off on mice, which is perfectly fine. I've basically started mine all on wrap pups, and as you can see, a day later, or a day and a half later, they don't even have a huge lump on them. So if you guys are worried you guys are feeding your stuff too much or too large, I mean, I'm not that knowledgeable on snakes, but mine are doing very well, and they're not, you know, look like they swallowed a football every time that I feed them. We'll just take both of these out at the same time. So I did put holes in this one. I should put holes in more of them. I don't know why I only did this one. That might be project tomorrow. Whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't know she was on the verge of getting out. So just filling up the water. I always take the water out when I feed them, just so it doesn't splash out and then leaves a pool at the bottom while they're trying to eat. But so this is black pastel, and wow, she shed out a couple weeks ago, but probably a week ago. And the more that I'm looking at her, every day I'm seeing more and more black specklings starting to show up. So there's 2 more right there. There's 1 right here. And so far that's all that I'm seeing. But every time I take her out, she's getting more and more spots, which is awesome. Really excited to see what she's going to look like as she grows up. And she was just born a couple months ago, just like a lot of these ones were the other ones. But I know we're seeing the same snakes as for the last video, so I do apologize on that. And this is just the normal female, and her colors are back to normal. And she was in blue, and she never shed. I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe she'll shed out here in the next day or two. But I know I get a lot of heat for, been getting a lot of heat for keeping them in these tubs. And they do very well in them. And I'm going to keep them in the tubs. So I apologize if you guys do not like that. But as of right now, I'm not changing the setups on any of these. The humidity seems to be perfect. So they're doing very well. And this girl right here, I don't know why they don't want to get out. Like, I don't know, I need to get all the same sized watering dishes, but she's looking really good too. And she doesn't even look like she ate the other day. I mean, that wrap pup was pretty large and digesting that really fast. One more, taking out the albino. Last albino. I just really like how the albinos look. I could probably clean her cage out just a little bit better. And then that's a little tiny watering cup. But the humidity seems to be really well in these, as I said. There's no condensation dripping on the sides, so there's not too much in there. But we are done with them. And then, of course, since day 8, in about 3 days, they're going to poop all over the place and smear it around. And then I got to re-clean everything and soap out the containers and stuff like that. So, hanging out with them the other day. Who do you want to take out and look at? So the king snakes are doing awesome. They both ate on the last video, which is good. I really don't know if the size, if I'm feeding the appropriate size, I'm feeding them the pinky mice. And I don't know if I should move them up in size on that. So I know I'm showing you guys the ghost lately. But I kind of want to take out the big one, but she's been throwing an attitude a lot lately, and it's really kind of bugging me. So I need to put some time in with her. Got to put some time in with the anacondas. Got to put some time in with the berm. And so this is the ghost. She just shed out the other night, and I know I showed her in the last video, but I got to show her again. Her colors are extremely nice. Lots of freckling, and this girl probably is one of the nicest snakes. Even though I do hook her out, I don't want to take any chances, but super, super nice. I take out she always hates to go back. I always feel bad putting her away. But, oh well, it is what it is. We'll take out the big girl. We'll take her out. Even though she's probably going to throw a huge fit. Strike at me, probably. It happens. So, she is definitely getting very large. I'm a little worried about her sizing on the cage because you can see right here, she is huge. And I'm having a feeling that she's going to be growing a little bit more than this. So this is just a normal common boa with no heads for anything and nothing else in her. I got her for like 40 bucks, 4 years ago. She was my very first boa, and I'm very, very excited that I have her and then I actually bought her because she was definitely the gateway into owning all the other snakes that I have. Her temperament out of the cage has been super nice. No issues with her on that. And there's still a lot of iridescence in her for being just a normal snake, or a non-morphed specialty snake, I should say. But she's not a redtail. She is just a basic boa. She loves to go as high as she can on like the shelving, in the fan, stuff like that. But so we can see the nice size difference on that. She does have a very large head, which getting tagged by her would definitely mess you up. But the one thing that I do really like about her, if I can show you guys, is her tail. So we will just gently maneuver her. So even though she's not a redtail and she's a common, she has a very nice bronzy colored tail, and I love her patterns. So even though she's a common, if you guys buy commons, you know, don't let anybody kind of downplay this morph because, or this snake, not morph, because they get absolutely, you know, very, 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 very nice looking, gorgeous snakes. And she is wanting to go all over the place. So she's getting a little big. Not sure who's going to jump up in size faster. I don't know if it's going to be the anacondas or the berm, but one of them are going to take the reins in the room for being the biggest snake other than her. But just want to show you guys a couple of snakes. I'll do another video, handling video, probably for Monday. I'll take out the other snakes that we're not seeing tonight. And I gotta feed a couple of the baby snakes, a couple of the baby boas. Gotta feed one of the green anacondas. So that should be really, really interesting. Hopefully she goes back. No problems. There we go. No problems at all. Just kind of toss her in there. Make sure she's safe. The albino's doing really well. Got to get her hide back in there. Doesn't seem like not having a hide bothers her, but I think she deserves one. And of course, he doesn't want to go back at all. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys watching the video. Hopefully you guys are having an awesome weekend. Staying safe. And I'll see you guys on the next video.